Hey guys, Tertarian here. Let's talk about what we know is coming to Last Epoch on the 1.0 update on launch day. Currently in early access, the game has 9 acts in the game campaign out of the stated 12, along with the monolith endgame system, and 13 masteries out of the anticipated 15. Now we have the dev notes here from November in terms of the roadmap for launch, with the launch of 1.0 release as promised. Now we did have a developer update back in January which mentioned how the trade and item factions will work. Essentially, we'll have 2 factions with the Merchants Guild and the Circle of Fortune faction. This is based on the ongoing debate in ARPGs on whether or not we should have a player-driven economy based on trading items, or to exclude this idea from the game. Instead, Last Epoch just answered this with yes, let's have both. And essentially at a certain point, I think it's around Act 8 or 9, but don't quote me on this, you'll be able to join one of 2 factions. Either the Trading Merchants Guild or the non-trading Circle of Fortune faction. This faction will give boosts to your item find to offset for the fact that you can't trade. If at a certain point in time you want to change factions, you have the option to do so, but there are some restrictions and caveats to changing factions. Next are the 2 new class reveals. So far, out of the 13 available masteries in early access, we have the final 2 masteries to be released in 1.0. The first is the Acolyte class getting the 3rd mastery, which is the Warlock. The Warlock meddles with dark energies through curse and soul magic, and the primary gameplay of the Warlock focuses on applying damage over time effects and stacking synergies with curses. The more curses you apply, the better. The Rogue class is also getting their 3rd mastery, the Falconer. The Falconer has a Falcon companion who fights alongside her as she lays down explosive traps and nets. The primary gameplay of the Falconer will involve combo attacks with your Falcon, whilst also placing down traps, both offensively and defensively. The release will also provide visual improvements to the game by improving visual clarity through better lighting and shadow effects, as well as improving weather and terrain textures. It's also said that the Shaman mastery is getting a revisit on a series of existing skills and passives. There are also going to be slight changes to the endgame system by rebalancing how echoes and corruption scale in terms of their difficulty. Essentially, based on what's being said, they're going to make the corruption, which is the higher tier of difficulty, scale faster, whilst making the echo system slightly easier. Lastly, there's also going to be bug fixes, which will help fix up some of the bugs that are currently already in the game as well. If you want more information, check the links in the description down below, and as always, have an awesome day. Bye for now.